Hi guys, welcome to my channel. And yes, today I'm answering a question. I received a question from Miss underscore Dave DV. Oh, okay, please forgive me if I botched the pronunciation of your name. And I also posted the question that you asked about on the on the picture that I shared first. So, hi guys, welcome. If it's your first time here, please do like, subscribe if you like any of my content. Do make it a point to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And if I have time, like today, I can make a response and share my opinion, which you would have asked for. But yeah, we're just talking. Remember, we're just like interacting and seeing how far we can go. So your question is going by. So would you say that a Bcom Accounting degree would be viable in the next 5 years? And you're putting on it looks like a straight face, it looks like a sad face, but it's open to interpretation. So yeah, thanks for this. Like, a question has multiple layers. Your question has multiple layers, but I'm going to answer the one part. Like, I'll try and answer the layers as they come. And yeah, just off the bat, in 5 years time, there'll still be accounting. In 5 years time, there'll still be accounting. Accounting has been there, and in 5 years time, it won't be gone. Accounting will still be there. In 5 years time, would it be a viable degree? There's a lot of factors that you now have to consider when you call something a viable item to pursue. Because with even social media now, the time I was starting off the accounting journey, just getting to know information like how much someone earns in accounting, it was a very well guarded secret. You didn't know. There was just an assumption that people who do accounting, they earn a lot of money. But for me to tell you categorically that I knew exactly, like I knew exactly how much it was that I was going to get at the end of the entire process, I'll be lying to you. I didn't. All that I knew was there was a prestigious title which was called being a CA, and I would want to call it maybe oversight on my side. And I would really want to acknowledge the oversight on my side because I wasn't very much informed. But social media now, you get to see a lot. You get to see a lot of how much people are earning in the people who have the degree, and depending on where you want to go, because in a 5 year span, the most viable thing to do would be to become a CA. The most viable thing to do in an accounting sense is to become a CA. That has to be your only target. The moment you enroll for the degree, you know that at the end of the day, I want to be a CA. Anything less than being a CA, it won't be worth it. It's not for someone who tutors accounting. I can tell you now, it's not worth the stress. It's not worth the effort, because they are a lot, because you have to ask yourself a lot of questions. Why are you doing a thing in the first place? It's a question that you have to ask yourself and get to a point whereby you'll be answering it, that why are you doing a thing? If you are getting into accounting, what is your reasoning to it? Because if it's money, I can tell you, an accounting degree, you're not even in the top 5 earners. The list can even go to top 10, because there is a lot that is happening. It's a whole career. There are new careers which are coming out. In as much as people are trying to say, no, AI is going to take jobs, AI is also creating other opportunities. I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that there are people who are going to, uh, there are people who are going to say, study a certificate for 6 months, go to work, get experience for the next 6 months, and in the next year, you will not be able to earn as much as they earn after your 5 years. they would have gained so much in whatever industry that they will be in. And where now with your, or you with your degree, you'll be nowhere near. Like you'll be nowhere near. And try to think out of the box, because if you know for sure that you're not going to be a CA and you have like 5 years of time to, like, let's say, learn or educate yourself, you don't want to be caught up in it, because what next thing are you going to do? You're going to go via the cyber route, you're going to become a professional accountant. You can look on the internet how much professional accountants are getting, and if it's still motivation for you to pursue. And for me, I wouldn't say it's still worth the time. Open your mind to a lot of things. Open your mind to things which are technological. Open your mind to things which are more related to AI. Open your mind to those things which are futuristic, because in as much as it's an ancient thing, it's if you're not gonna be a CA, that is right. And if your target is also a CA, there are other things that you have to consider. You have to also consider the fact that we live in a crime-ridden society, and not everyone is going to appreciate the external auditing that you're going to be doing. And you have to ask yourself questions like, is it worth my life? Literally, like, is it going to be worth my life? Because if you're going to be so good at it, I'm telling you, it's a dark thing that I didn't. They tried putting it in books, but I feel like they never emphasized it enough. That the person that you're going to catch in the wrong, or the person who's going to be doing corruption, or who's going to be stealing funds and embezzling and doing all those things, we underestimate the length at which they're going to go to keep their tracks covered, number one, and the lengths that they are willing to go to make sure that they don't get caught. And sometimes you are the one who has to do the catching, which is problematic, so it's a lot of things. People have been let down, I must say. And I'm just saying it in a holistic term, but you can search up these things whereby whistleblowers have gotten into problems. uh an acquaintance of mine was talking to me about a story of being chased to the police station. uh I have a cousin of mine who, not a cousin as such, a family friend actually, who was poisoned at their workplace. And it's one of the biggest companies in the country, which ended up needing a bailout. For those who know, follow news, you know what I'm talking about. They got their food laced because they were on top of something and they were about to get to know about something. And I feel like people are not prepared. Like, people are gonna go to ends of the world just to cover up whatever they wanna do. So it's something that you need at the back of your mind. And if you follow also some trends and stuff, a lot you're going to see in the industry, a lot of people with the CA designations are not working as chartered accountants. And it's happening mainly to women when I looked at it. And it was quite strange, because it looks to me in a sense that at first it's exactly what they want to do. You want to pursue your career, you want to be at the top. And if you are a chartered accountant, it simply means you have some specific skills of problem solving and a whole lot of things. And with that ability, it's not the career that is going to offer you a 9 to 5. Number one. Number two, you're not always going to be at home. You're not going to be at a place where you settle down. And you tend to find out that it's fun at the moment, at the beginning, when you are in one province, then you move to the next province for the next week. You do your 2 3 weeks. After the 3 weeks, the fourth week, you're in the next province. After 2 3 weeks, next province, depending on the company. You might even be going from next country to next country to next country. It it has a time frame that you would want your life to be living like that. There comes a time when you won't want to be a person who's all over the show and all over the place. That's where you see a lot of people who are in that qualification or who have that designation end up opting for other jobs which are not in audit. It's something that I didn't know, and I only like realized whilst like looking around that, oh, okay, yeah, there is a lot of traveling and it takes a lot from you. It takes a lot from you. It takes a lot from your family time. It takes a lot from wherever that you'd want to pursue, whatever that you'd want to build, because you need to just obsess about just your work. And there was a line in one of the should be accounting textbook, not auditing, one of the auditing textbooks, where they just said auditors date auditors. I thought they were just pranking, but come to think of it, it's actually true, because no one would be willing to put up with your unavailability. Actually, relationships are connections, and if you're going to be unavailable, you might be available for your kids financially, but lo and behold, you will never know about their first kiss or whatever, because you won't be there, and you have to say goodbye to working normal hours. Your hours are always going to be crazy. There is a reward for it, but it's some of the things that are worth considering before you do pursue. And yeah, the safety issue, think about it. You stealing millions of rands. You're stealing millions of rands, you're doing your best, and we're not talking about just petty crimes. Are you just gonna look the other way and allow this hotshot who's just out of university to just come? And is it going to be that way? I don't think so. But you asked for a degree, right? A degree, a Bcom degree. If it's not your goal to become a CA, stay away from it. And if it's your goal to become a CA, log in, go for it, and pursue until the very end. But if it's not your goal to become a CA, I would strongly, strongly, strongly advise, there's a lot of ways of making money legitimately. There are a lot of courses. Put your head down to it. Look at social media trends. Look at uh, even gaming. There is a report which actually says gaming sometimes pays people around 28K per month, not knowing your situation and not knowing your current positioning. There are people are doing RE5. If you are into like logging in, there's that whole CFA designation. People are pursuing and speaking highly of it and stuff. But if you have 5 years to deal with, and your goal is to get money out of, or to monetize whatever that what your skill set that you want to acquire within a 5 year space, not just a degree. If you want to be a CA, shout out, go for it. But if you don't want to be a CA, it's not something that I would advise that you'd want to even attempt. There is a lot of qualifications. Keep your ears on the ground, and make sure you keep on following. There's a lady, I think it's Life Reset, I think, with Bonnie on TikTok, where you get to see the salaries. Like, how much are these people earning? Get an understanding of how much are these people earning in the industry before you commit 5 years. It's a lot of time. 5 years is really a lot of time for you to commit. And with the advancements of AI, you know, it's gonna get to that point where you might just need an input person, and you might need maybe a CA to actually interpret what the AI would have presented. So I'm not overly sold with the idea. I'm not overly sold with the idea of committing to an accounting degree in 5 years' time. No. But if you are willing to become a CA, pursue it. Pursue the designation. You can go abroad. Who knows the doors that it might open for you. But I hope I covered a lot. If you're gonna be a person who consider where you're going to be working. If you're going to be working in this country and in this corruption and stuff, yeah, you must be prepared to sleep with one eye open, number one. Besides sleeping with one eye open, you might also have to come to terms with the fact that you won't be a person who has relationships or any social life outside of work or outside of your colleagues, because you're the only ones who understand each other. You won't be around anyone at all to have meaningful relationships. It's not going to be something that would be for you. And miss, this is going to be an assumption, but when it ask yourself, when do you want to settle down? Because you will still have to run away from this career. If you have anything or you want anything to do with family, you will have to run away from this career because it will be too demanding. And you will reach a point and a certain level where, I think with all jobs, man, where it's all about money. You just want to be paid and you just want to go and be with your family, and that will be what you're going to look at as the real thing. Yeah. So accountants, we're not in the top five of the most paid people. Nope. And I really can guarantee you, with where AI is going, the need for them will be, yeah. Also, a lot of people are also quitting the designation or quitting the process, whereby because they see the remuneration is not worth the effort. So you'd see a lot of people looking towards leaving it. So it's a lot to consider. It's a lot to consider. 5 years time, take your time, think out of the box, and try to go for things that are not what can I say? Some things that are not common, some things that are futuristic, some things that people might not be looking at the moment. Go for those ones and see how it goes. And it's also a background issue. You also don't want to be sitting in unemployment. If you're not coming from a good background, I would really advise that you go for a skill that you can use even without employment, and look for ways on how can you is this program going to give me something that I can use even if people don't give me a job. So that's something that you might need to consider as well. But if you are in the background, which can actually give you a break for 5 years, there's a lot better things that you can do with your 5 years than just getting an accounting degree. A lot. You can do a lot. You can learn something from scratch, 6 months, 1 year. You can change your life within the third. Yeah, but thank you so much for sending a comment. I really appreciate it. Drop more comments, and when I have time, I would really, really respond to what you would have been saying. Thank you again for liking, subscribing, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, and wherever you are. Sharp.